Now to the latest on the growing number of COVID-19 infections here in Georgia. The State Department of Public Health reporting nearly 3,500 cases yesterday. That's a new record, and that's more than double the number of cases reported just 1 week ago. While hospitalizations are also rising, the question has come up, why are we not seeing more people seeking medical care? Doctors say it is coming, and here's why. While young people right now may not get severely ill, the next person they pass it on to, perhaps a parent or coworker, might get sick. The data on hospitalizations and even deaths also lags by weeks. The virus has several phases after infection. It could take up to 2 weeks to start feeling symptoms and at least a week after infection to require hospital care. While most people recover, about 10% sadly die. At the beginning of the pandemic, we often didn't realize someone had the virus until they needed hospital care, so the timeline seemed to move much faster. But now that we're learning about cases earlier, it could take longer for hospitalizations and deaths to appear in the data.